Okay, so I have another reading, which is the love reading, and I'm gonna try not to get interrupted like I did, because I hate when I lace them together because they look stupid. It makes my face into a box, but the format on iMovie. But listen, so there's somebody who really likes you, actually. This is a different reading. That whole reading was like really long, and I don't even know, we went through some intense stuff. It was like I was like in this chakra the whole time. I wasn't like thinking. You would think that that would mean I'm thinking, but I was like, I'm not thinking. Some other energies like thinking through me. But actually now there's like somebody that is really thinking about you and loves you and cares about you, and is actually thinking that they missed out, and is thinking about what they could have done differently, but is also thinking that there's not much they could have done. I'm getting a feeling from them that like sort of like resigned acceptance, or that they're just like they're aware that, okay, maybe you are married or they are married. This keeps coming up, this card. Like, you may have been taken or they may have been taken. So there was like an acceptance, but also they still love you. And I think somewhere inside of you, you love them, but I also think you'd be like shocked to hear from them or like see them again. I don't think this is someone current, but it's kind of like somebody who feels like they're not in an emotional place. Like they're not, I think maybe they're in a logical, maybe they're like a very, ooh, yeah, I'm getting like kind of a tough person. This person who's in love with you. And I'm also getting that they're watching you. They're looking at what you're doing. I don't know if you're like online, even if you're not online, even if they're just like Googling like your name and like seeing if anything else new comes up. Like maybe you're like in this new thing that they don't know about. I don't know. Also, like they could just be like driving through your town. Maybe you're not even in your town. They're like maybe your hometown. Like I'm just getting that this person, like you're like on their mind, and they're like, even like if you do have the internet, I'm seeing that they like go places that you said you went, because they're like, I want to know what they experienced, which is really funny. Yeah, it's like a really childish but like funny but like also like obsession, and like I feel like this person feels it's hard for them to be away from you. It's really sweet, actually. I think they really miss you. I think that they are thinking about money, actually, in their life, how they can get it, how they can make their life better, how they can do that whole money thing. That's really, they got their mind on their money and their money on their mind. And you may also have this mind mentality. And there's people working for trades here, both skills, crafts. Maybe both or one of you are like, gotta get my shit together so I can like be with this person. Gotta be rich so I can like provide. I don't know, it's so funny. The energy just like totally shifted. I'm like not on drugs or anything, don't worry. Just this person, I think maybe you really make them laugh. Like something about you. And I don't think it's the same person. I don't think anyone from the last reading is in this reading. So misnomer, disclaimer. I don't even know. It's not the right word. I think this person makes you laugh, and you really miss that, and you didn't notice until they were gone how funny they were and how like silly and just like playful, and you really miss that. And I think was actually leading to something that was like getting a little borderline inappropriate, like for, okay, I think, yeah. Yeah, I think you both may have been in other situations, but were in some situation where you were laughing together all the time. I don't know what it was. Maybe you worked together. Maybe it's just an easy one. Maybe you like delivered something to their house all the time. Like I have a delivery route. It's pretty much the same people. As I've said, I do delivery. Maybe there's some circumstance where you kept seeing them and you both were like involved with their people. But I don't think either of you were that into the other people. And somehow you were just like laughing your asses off is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Okay, there was betrayal here. So that's why the laughter ended. Ooh, things got serious. I think this person couldn't handle you being with somebody else. And also you couldn't handle them being with somebody else. But that was very subconscious, because it was like each person was like also dealing with some emotional wounding from childhood that was brought up by how, because sometimes laughter, it like softens the heart, and then when that happens, that can bring up some pain, actually. Ooh, defensive. There was like some sort of animosity here with you and this person, and then you had to leave. See, this is this card of travel in this reading. You were like, I'm out of here. Maybe that's your go-to. But also, I don't think it was a comfortable situation anymore. But also, you just may really like to travel, and maybe this person likes to travel. And I think also this person felt worldly to you in a way that was different. Like they felt like maybe they're like knowledgeable about something that you don't know much about, and that felt exotic or cool. And I also think this person needs some alone time. Maybe they actually are not with this other person anymore, and they're like, who am I? Especially because it's like a female in that card. If it's a female that you're thinking about, I think they're like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff for women about being codependent. It can be hard to know who you are if you've been with boyfriends. I've had boyfriends since I was 15 years old. Or 11 years old, okay? I mean, I didn't always have a boyfriend. There were times when I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. 10 years old was my first boyfriend. Okay, I'm such a liar. I can't even think clearer. But I was boy crazy. Can't be helped. But I was also always kind of like, you do your thing, I do mine. I was never like obsessed with boyfriends. I was like really self-possessed. It was weird. I think you're like that too. Okay, so this is some of the trauma. That's why we're mirroring each other's neurons here. Oops, that like you and I and perhaps this person are very independent. And so it's scary when you meet someone who makes you laugh so much. Makes you maybe pee your pants. Because I don't sense that that's been happening in the other relationships. And I think that you feel this tenderness for this person. But I think this person feels much more tenderness for you. But it got nasty. It got like they were like possessive, like, or you were thinking like, I can't handle the thought of them with someone else. It's like hurtful. It like hurts my heart to think of them with someone else. That's what you thought. Unaware that they were also like not so thrilled about their situation. But then it becomes like, do we just like break up and immediately get with each other and change our lives? It's like, I think that was the kind of the mental stuff was like stopping you both. You were like, well, what would this, you know, you were like, I don't want to be broke. Maybe you already are broke. Actually, I'm thinking maybe you're both people, since that card is about money. I think you're both people who, you desire money, but you're also like immaterialists in some ways. And also, maybe this person showed you that money doesn't matter. That it's like BS. Like you can't buy that kind of connection, you know? You can't buy love. You could have the perfect house, the perfect career, the perfect whatever, and your relationship could be in the shitta. And your family life could be in the gutter. And you could be suicidally depressed. Doesn't mean squat. Don't mean nada, but it's nice to have that shit figured out. I think it did not feel like go time with this person. It felt like pause time. It felt like disappointment time. And I think they were I think both people were hurt and mean in the end. But it was like the kind of mean where it's like, I just want to freaking like cuddle and watch TV, and I can't even tell you what I feel, which is so interesting. I think also both people maybe had like some toxic ties in their life, and maybe you actually in particular have some responsibilities that like, or you feel like you do. You feel like you have responsibilities that this person wouldn't want to be a part of, or that they wouldn't be able to handle. But I think this person is actually a lot more flexible than you think, and cares enough to change their life for you. But also, I think you have changed them. I think that they've changed a lot since you've interacted. Like maybe physically also. Maybe you both look different, but also spiritually. I don't really know what's gonna happen here, but all I know is it's rare to meet someone who makes you laugh that much. And I think there's gonna be justice in a situation where it felt unjust the way this ended. It felt like maybe someone interfered. It felt sad, and it felt like a door that like got closed, but like people still wanted it open. But okay, so okay, I'm sorry. I want to just get a little more clear here. You were like hasty with what you thought this person was feeling. This person to you was the Queen of Wands. They were like sexy. Maybe it was a female. If it's a man, it was like a man in touch with their femininity, which can be very sexy. You know, you thought they were like super strong and powerful, and you liked that because you feel weak in your life right now. But so you were like vibing off their power, this person. Okay, but I want to know what happened actually in the end here that made it not so laughy and fun, and that made people split apart. You need to realize that this person is like, their energy is like, first of all, emotionally blocked. Second of all, they're like, ooh. Yeah, they are like dealing with some addictions and disappointments, and maybe they were like in a really dark place, like mentally, like wild depression, and had to just withdraw from like everyone. Yeah, wow. But also, I think this person is the kind of person who, I want to read the devil sign as relating to Capricorn, which can be capricious. Okay, maybe that's a stretch, but it is related. Capricorn relates to the sign of to Saturn, and Saturn relates to the devil, and the devil card in tarot. I think, and the capricious means someone who might, like, Capricorns are so like straight and steady, right? They're like, I go to work, I have a great career, that all my goals are about money and practical things, and I'm organized. That's like all the Capricorns, right? They're like farmers type, like they love nature, but they also like want to build an empire. But the other thing about Capricorns, they can be super like, actually, I just decided I want to do this. Flighty is the word. Or like, I mean, just like capricious. Like they can just like decide to do something on a whim. They can just be like, hey, I thought it'd be fun to like go ice skating randomly. Like, what? Okay. Like, a picture a goat and how they're like, maybe suddenly they just start like rambling up the hill randomly. Just all of a sudden, it's like, what goat? Like, chill the F out. Like they're just like random like that, Capricorns. They're so, to be slow and steady like that, you have to have some random stuff that you throw in there. They can party pretty hard, some Capricorns. I'm mentioning that because this person is a wild card. Maybe they do have Capricorn in the chart. Or maybe they were raised by Capricorn people who are like that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they have just a nature that is like, they're not, they get bored, okay? That has nothing to do with you. I think maybe this person actually literally has ADHD is what I'm sensing. But I think they loved you, actually. They really did. They just didn't know how to fit that love into reality because of whatever the situation was. And then they were like, their brain took them, and also maybe physically took them somewhere else. Like, I'm seeing them as much more, maybe they have more Sagittarius on the chart, maybe like Venus and Sag or something, and you have more of like Virgo. I'm just mentioning those because they're opposite energies. Virgo is like very detail oriented, and Gemini just like gotta have those a routine, structure, gotta know what's gonna happen, gotta use our earthy intuition to feel out what's gonna happen by like making these systems. And then Sagittarius is just like, I don't feel like being here anymore, and they just like pack up their bags and just like go to Tibet first for like 3 months. I don't know, maybe you relate to that archetype for yourself as well. Maybe you're like someone who, or just like goes cross country, like randomly out of nowhere. Like, I'm sensing this person is more, like, you may have thought they were more traditional than they really are. I think they're a little bit more like, well, I don't like this, so now I'm gonna go try this, and you're like realizing that about them. But I don't think that they thought that about you. I think that they're still stuck on you, which is actually really sweet. And I think let's get just a little more about their feelings and your feelings. What do they feel? Sorry, we already got that card. They feel, oh my god, we got this card twice. They feel like they're on their own like diva path. If it's a woman, they're like I'm on my own, and I'm like, maybe they're single for the first time in a long time, and they're like, yeah, I can like make money, I'm baller. Maybe they don't even have a job yet, but they're just like reveling in that independence. That's how they feel. But I want to know how they feel about you. I'm getting that they're not so in their feelings. But let's, yeah. They feel like you were like a tower moment in their life, actually. Because you like somehow were a mirror that like, you were like so like, to have feelings again for this person was like too much, and they were like, oh god, I can't like do this. And they really like cared for you. Like, emotionally, like a lot of tender care, like we're like just thinking about you, hoping you're okay, hoping you're enjoying life. You know, they still are like that, and it's an emergency. Their love is an emergency. I actually think they just actually have no idea what to do in this situation and have completely withdrawn from the situation. And you, let's get your energy. And so I was mentioning with the Virgo, you may be like more like persnickety and uptight, and they may be more like slapdash and like, I don't really know, like, let's just figure it out as we go. That can be a really funny pairing, and that may be why you're attracted to each other, or it may be reversed. Oh, and I'm thinking of the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know why. You might want to watch that. I'm gonna make this a shorter reading. I'm gonna end it now. But their feelings for you, ooh, they see you as the Empress. Even if you're a man, they see you as like mothering. They see you as nurturing. I'm sorry, your feelings, you feel like this person also, that was supposed to be a card for how you feel about them. I think you also feel like they're the Empress. Maybe this is a woman. Maybe it's like your muse. You feel like you would do anything to defend them. I don't know if something's happened. Like maybe you would use your words or your speech. You would write. You would write to the people and get things how they are. I don't know. You feel this like sense of protection for this person, and you feel like it was not appropriate because you both had whatever people on the sidelines, and you also feel, what do you feel? you feel like you're waiting for them. Okay, but I don't think they're gonna come to you. So maybe you're waiting for some sort of like situation where like you just bump into each other on the street, and you would have to create that, because I don't think that they are going to reach out, because I think this person has ADD. They may literally not remember. But they also just, I don't think they think much of themselves, honestly. So that's the reading, and it's up to you what you want to do with the situation.